Good morning. Welcome to the U.S. Attorney's Office. I'm Kyle Bumgarner, the United States Attorney for the Western District of Kentucky. I'm joined today by a team of federal law enforcement partners to announce two separate investigations that have resulted in 4 federal indictments, charging 24 defendants with a host of drug trafficking offenses. As a part of these investigations, I can announce that Louisville is safer. We have seized over 60 pounds of methamphetamine, 88 pounds of fentanyl, most of which is disguised as legitimate pharmaceuticals, and we've seized more than 120 firearms. With me this morning is FBI Louisville Special Agent in Charge, Olivia Olson, Drug Enforcement Administration Special Agent in Charge, Jim Scott, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives Special Agent in Charge, John Noakes, Homeland Security Investigations Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Bruce Passmore, Internal Revenue Services Criminal Investigations Special Agent in Charge, Karen Wingard, and United States Postal Inspection Service Team Leader, Charlie Klein. Before I announce those investigations, I should make a broader statement to those that are roaming the streets of Louisville, wreaking havoc on our city, pumping poison onto our streets, and committing violent crime. Under Operation Take Back America, the men and women standing next to me are united to take back Louisville, Kentucky. We are each committed to driving the violence from our city and the dope from our neighborhoods. We stand steadfast in tracking down and locking up deviant predators that prey on our most vulnerable. We will leverage every tool available to federal law enforcement to achieve those goals. Through our Homeland Security Task Force, each of the federal agencies standing next to me will be sending their most skilled and aggressive agents to join together as one unit housed at FBI Louisville's field office. Agents will aggressively pursue transnational criminal organizations, gangs, drugs, illegal weapons, and illicit proceeds. Criminals will be held account in federal court and face significant punishment. All of the federal agencies standing beside me today will continue to partner with Louisville Metro Police Department and Chief Humphrey to achieve this mission. The men and women of LMPD are on the front lines of battling crime in this city, and they will receive the support of this office. With that, I'll detail the outstanding work of 2 investigations that culminated in 4 federal indictments filed in May and recently unsealed. The first investigation, Operation Burn Bridges, was led by Louisville Metro Police Department and FBI with the assistance from the ATF and IRS criminal investigations. The investigative operation began in April of 2024, tracking significant quantities of methamphetamine and fentanyl being transported into Louisville. Through skilled surveillance, controlled buys, and other investigative means, 20 people have been charged over 3 federal indictments with the following charges: conspiracy with intent to distribute methamphetamine and fentanyl, distribution of methamphetamine and fentanyl, firearms trafficking, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. As a part of Operation Burned Bridges, 30 pounds of methamphetamine and 47 pounds of fentanyl have been seized. More than 100 firearms have also been seized. Including amongst those firearms are assault rifles, sawed-off shotguns, silencers, high-capacity magazines, and Glock switches, which are conversion devices that will convert a handgun into automatic fire capability. Because of these seizures, a significant amount of dope and firearms have been taken off the streets of Louisville. If convicted on the drug charges, each of the defendants faces a minimum mandatory punishment of at least 10 years in federal prison. Of course, each of those defendants is presumed innocent until proven guilty. I'll turn to the second operation, Operation Express Delivery. This investigation was conducted by Homeland Security Investigations, Drug Enforcement Agency, U.S. Postal Inspection Service, Kentucky State Police, IRS Criminal Investigations, Customs and Border Protection, and LMPD. This investigation spanned between July of 2024 and April of this year. This investigation also focused on fentanyl and methamphetamine being trafficked from out west into Louisville. As a result of this investigation, 4 defendants have been charged with federal crimes. Those include conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute fentanyl and methamphetamine, distribution of fentanyl, and money laundering. This investigation resulted in the seizure of over 130,000 fentanyl pills. These are pills that are pressed to look like legitimate pharmaceuticals. They are laced with fentanyl that contain lethal doses. They've been seized. We also seized 30 pounds of methamphetamine and 11 firearms, including an assault rifle and a sawed-off shotgun. If convicted on the drug counts, each of those defendants faces a minimum mandatory of 10 years in the federal penitentiary. And again, each of those defendants is presumed innocent until proven guilty. I highlight those 2 investigations because they demonstrate what can be done when federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies join forces to eradicate crime. Let these indictments be a warning to anyone in Louisville that wishes to poison our streets. We're coming. To trigger pullers who have no regard for human life, we're coming. And to gang members scaring innocent people from downtown Louisville, we're coming. Thank you for your time this morning. I'd like to turn it over to FBI Louisville Special Agent in Charge, Olivia Olson.
Thank you, sir. As our newest U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Kentucky, we look forward to continuing our longstanding partnership with your office, especially as we work together to dismantle violent criminal enterprises throughout our community under the Homeland Security Task Force. Good morning. I appreciate you taking the time to join us here today to bring awareness to the commitment of law enforcement in Louisville to ensuring the safety and security of our citizens. My name is Olivia Olson. I'm the Acting Special Agent in Charge for the FBI Louisville Field Office. Operation Burn Bridges is a prime example of the justice that will be served when federal, state, and local partners share intelligence, coordinate investigations, and combine resources. Through this case, we were able to disrupt criminal networks and target crime that spanned beyond our local borders. On behalf of the entire FBI Louisville Field Office, I'd like to thank our partners with the ATF, IRS, LMPD, and our colleagues with FBI Los Angeles for their help throughout this year-long investigation and in the coordination of arrests over a 2-day period, 19 arrests. I'd like to highlight one of the 20 individuals indicted in this case remains a fugitive. His name is Terry Matthews. He's a 44-year-old male of Louisville. Please check out FBI Louisville's social media accounts for additional information on this subject. Please also contact the local FBI field office if you have any information regarding Mr. Matthews' whereabouts. The FBI recognizes drugs are often the root of violence in our communities, and we know these dangerous networks can thrive by exploiting vulnerabilities across state lines. We know criminal networks use violence to terrorize and control our streets with no regard for innocent lives, leaving people to live in fear in their own neighborhoods. This is unacceptable. Operation Burn Bridges demonstrates what we can accomplish when we work together. We recognize our effort to crush violent crime is only possible because of strong partnerships. Partnerships with law enforcement, partnerships with community organizations, and partnerships with each of you, the people we serve. We want to thank the community for their continued assistance in addressing these violent threats head on. The FBI, in lockstep with our partners, is determined to identify, investigate, and eradicate criminal enterprises choosing to terrorize our streets. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll ask HSI Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Bruce Passmore, to step forward.
Good morning. Appreciate everybody being here. My name is Bruce Passmore, and I currently serve as the Assistant Special Agent in Charge for Homeland Security Investigations out of the Nashville Field Office. Today marks a significant victory in our ongoing fight against transnational criminal organizations that traffic deadly narcotics and fuel the violence in our communities, to include here in Louisville. Operation Express Delivery, as highlighted earlier, has resulted in the arrest and indictment of key members of large-scale trafficking organization operating right here. During the course of this investigation, our agency seized 41 pounds of fentanyl, 30 pounds of methamphetamine, and 11 firearms with a street value in excess of $1.5 million. This case underscores exactly why the Homeland Security Task Force was created, to bring together federal, state, and local partners with a shared mission of dismantling high-threat criminal networks that endanger public safety. Today's outcome proves that when we combine our resources, our intelligence, and our resolve, we're stronger and our communities are safer. I'd like to thank all of our partners who made this possible, including the United States Attorney's Office, Drug Enforcement Administration, the ATF, Louisville Metro Police Department, Kentucky State Police, U.S. Customs Border Protection, U.S. Postal Inspection Service, and the FBI. HSI remains fully committed to protecting the American public from the threat of dangerous narcotics and the organizations that profit from their destruction. This is one of many, and we're not done yet. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll now ask ATF Special Agent in Charge, John Noakes, to step forward.
Good morning, and thank you for being here. My name is John Noakes. I'm the ATF Special Agent in charge of Louisville Field Division. First, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to United States Attorney Kyle Bumgarner and his team for the opportunity to update the citizens of Louisville on this important investigation. I'd also like to extend my gratitude to our law enforcement partners for their outstanding collaboration demonstrated throughout this case. As you've heard, we're doing a really good job working together, and to the investigative team for their professionalism in managing such a complex investigation. Like many investigations, this began as a narcotics trafficking case, but quickly evolved into a broader, more intricate investigation involving gang activity and firearms offenses. Investigators uncovered that gang members based in California were actively involved in exchanging stolen firearms for narcotics here in Louisville. Due to the extensive criminal histories of some of the defendants, which included murder, armed robbery, assaults, and wanton endangerment, special response teams were used to execute several of the warrants here a couple months ago. As a result of this investigation, investigators have seized or purchased 112 firearms. Among the firearms seized, 42 were confirmed stolen. One was equipped with a firearm suppressor, and one was equipped with a machine gun conversion device. As you've heard, the team's efforts have led to the indictment of 20 individuals. This is a great case, but I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to emphasize the majority of the 42 stolen firearms that were recovered in this investigation were stolen from vehicles. It is likely that many of the other firearms that we seized or purchased during the investigation were also stolen, but unfortunately, many victims of firearm theft are unable to provide serial numbers to the officers at the time of the report. According to recent statistics, vehicles have now become the most common source of stolen firearms for criminals. There is no doubt that stolen firearms are a major contributor to violent crime in our community, which can be emphasized by the violent histories of some of the defendants charged here today. We've all seen the footage of criminals moving through our neighborhoods and business districts, checking for unlocked vehicles and other targets of opportunity. Please let this case serve as a reminder to always secure your firearms and ensure that you record the make, model, and serial number of those firearms so they can be reported accurately. As you've heard recently from the chief, the mayor's office, and others, violent crime numbers in Louisville are coming down. Responsible gun ownership will help us continue driving those numbers down. As a reminder, the ATF has an ongoing partnership with LMPD and the Kentuckiana Crime Stoppers, where we have agreed to pay reward money for information leading to an arrest and the seizure of anyone in possession of stolen firearms, or for information related to anyone that has used a firearm in a violent offense. You can remain anonymous when reporting this information to Kentuckiana Crime Stoppers at 502-582-CLUE, or the information can be reported at 1-888-ATF-TIPS. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And finally, I'll invite DEA Special Agent in Charge, Jim Scott.
Thank you, Kyle. Like everybody else, DEA is very excited about your nomination appointment, and we're excited to work with you in your office moving forward. Good morning. My name is Jim Scott. I'm the Special Agent in Charge of the DEA's Louisville Field Division. The two cases presented today are certainly powerful reminders of what strong partnerships across law enforcement, both state, local, federal, can achieve when we have a single mission of delivering powerful results that make a difference in our communities. And as these cases show, Kentucky and Louisville is certainly not immune to the reach of these criminal organizations, which really thrive on addiction and profit on other people's pain. But just as these groups continue to spread destruction in our communities, the men and women of law enforcement remain united in our commitment to protect. Our resolve is firm. Our mission is clear, to keep our communities safe and to bring criminals to justice. DEA is certainly proud to be part of that mission and very proud to be part of this team. Thank you.
With that, I'll invite a few questions. If you have a question, if you could please tell me your name and your media outlet. Yes, sir.
Luke Solback, Courier-Journal. Did all these arrests take place in Louisville?
Most in Louisville, some in California.
Can you go into the California connection there? Were they trafficking guns or?
We believe, like is often the case in these drug cases, the drugs are clearly emanating from the border, and I'm talking about sort of at large the drug problem that we're facing in Louisville. Drugs begin in the border, they cross the border into western states, and they find their way into Louisville, Kentucky.
So, Addie Minor from WLKY. So this is technically a transnational case, or is it something that, you know, it's bigger than?
We believe that all of our significant drug cases ultimately are transnational cases. These cases all face the same drugs that are being manufactured south of the border.
Do you expect any additional arrests in either of these two operations?
These are ongoing investigations, and there may be additional charges either federally or on our state side.
Is there anything that you, Angelica Robinson, WDRB News, is there anything that you feel like can be done to prevent this from happening?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So, I think that you have to have a robust approach of preventing. There are many things that have to happen here within our city culturally, but our role as federal law enforcement officers is obviously the enforcement angle. And part of what we are doing today is to announce our Homeland Security Task Force and the opportunity that is created by that, which is that all of us will join together as one unit to organize our resources and go after as aggressively as possible any narcotics that are being transported into Louisville, Kentucky, and pushed out on our streets.
Mark with WAVE, you had mentioned at the beginning that you wanted to scare gang, or you were letting gang members who were scaring people in
Yes.
This was happening downtown, or you're referencing something else?
Pardon?
All these cases, was that the activity that was happening downtown, or are you mentioning something else?
I'm talking about generally at large. You know, I left Louisville 12 years ago to head south to practice law. 12 years ago, this was a robust and a dynamic downtown. It is clear to me upon returning to Louisville that folks perceive that they are not safe when they come down here. It is also clear to me, having seen daily significant activities reports from Louisville Metro, that we do have a violent crime problem in downtown. My message is to all of those folks that are creating havoc in downtown Louisville. We're coming for you. Louisville will be safe. Businesses will be able to thrive here. People will be able to raise a family in Louisville, Kentucky.
Hi, Angelica again. How long was the investigation going on before these arrests were made?
Both of these investigations started in the summer of 2024. They culminated in charges and arrests in April and May, and frankly, May of 2025. I'll allow one more question.
Yeah, sorry if you were out. The Homeland Security Task Force, how does that differ from what you all, previous protocol, or what you all were doing?
Sure. So the Homeland Security Task Force has been pushed out by this Department of Justice. This is a coordinated effort to go beyond just what we've seen sort of in OCDEF, which was historically narcotics focused. This is a all hands on deck approach to combat all of the things that we are seeing from transnational criminal organizations, be it drugs, money, or guns. But we will all house together in one location at FBI Louisville to share our intelligence, to coordinate resources, and to go after those targets using all of the tools that we have available.
Were you able to identify whether these were Chinese organizations or the Mexican cartel organizations? Can you give me some detail?
Because these are ongoing investigations, I don't know that I should get into that level of granularity at this point. All right.
I think that's enough. Any other questions?
Nope.
If not, thank you.
Thank you for your time.